Hello again. Here is Alejandro speaking about the new activities for April. Okay, you have activities posted on the top module. Mm. We talked about these last time, also the optional oral presentation, and these are the new activities. You have to do all the activities from pages 1 to 8 excluding activity 6 on page 9, okay, because activity 6 you have to do it for April 30th in module 3 below. Okay, here you have the module 3 for until April 30th, and these are the activities you have to complete based on different ideas and information related to the topic on management. And here is the activity on page 9 and 10, the report that you have to upload from this topic number 3. Okay, so that's why you have to do all the activities from pages 1 to 9, but not activity 6. All right, so the topic is number 3. This is where you upload the activities. Let's go to the topic. As always, it's in the folder course material. Under this folder heading, you have all the material, and material 3 is here. So you have to download. And this is material 3, topic 3, business management. So you have to do all the activities starting number 1, answer the questions. You have to rate or evaluate the importance of a business manager and his or her qualities from most important to least important in your opinion, and explain why. Why do you think this? For example, number 1, if you think it's the most important, why? And then number 2, why, etc. So order them in terms of importance. Now we have this listening by Greg Sullivan. You have to fill in the information, the words that I will say. So I'm going to read something now, a text, a reading by Greg Sullivan, a management consultant, and he's going to speak about the important management skills and qualities that a good manager should have. So what they should be good at. So you fill in the information in the chart, and then listen a bit more to decide whether these are true or false according to Sullivan, and then answer the questions according to this person. So I'm going to read this, and you can then listen to it as many times as you want to understand what I'm going to say. Okay, first, Greg Sullivan speaks, and he's going to give a lecture on what qualities for a good manager are. So managers need to be a good at different things. I think good managers need to be good at 4 things in particular. First of all, they need to be good at observing. That's so because they can understand that way the behavior and the strengths and the weaknesses of their staff. The second thing, I think, is that they need to be very good at listening so they can learn about their staff's problems. The next thing is very important for them to do or to be good at is asking questions so they can find out all the information they need to make the right decisions. And last of all, I think they have to be very good at speaking so they can communicate their objectives clearly to all their staff. Managing international teams can present many challenges. So there are different qualities and skills that international managers should have. If you manage international teams, then it's really important to spend enough time preparing yourself for managing those international teams. Learn as much as you can about their language, their culture, and the local conditions. And you also need to spend plenty of time with the local people. Don't try to be an expert in the first 3 months or so. You should take time to observe and to learn and to ask questions. There are some mistakes that foreigners as managers make when managing Asian staff. For example, Thai and Chinese. Some international managers want their Asian staff to be more forceful. Another thing is they want them to be able to deal with problems logically, and they want their staff to be ambitious like them. I think they sometimes ignore the background, the education, and the cultural differences between themselves and their staff. They may underestimate the skills and the abilities of their local staff because they are focusing too much on their weaknesses. The managers have a tendency to jump to conclusions too quickly, and they tend to label all the local staff as being the same. Okay, so that's the listening on page 2. You have to answer those questions. Then on page 3, you have to listen to this video on YouTube. Okay, so this video is going to give you some information about phrases. Okay, important phrases, expressions for business meetings. So you need to start the meeting and you have very important expressions. This is helpful for those of you who want to do the business meeting for the oral presentation, if you can use these expressions. So fill out all the information here on page 3 with the expressions that you hear in the video. Okay, this is what you have to do on page 3. Then on page 4, you have to go to this list of expressions about meeting people. So when you meet people, you could say things in a more or less formal way. So the first section is going to deal with introducing each other and other people. So you introduce yourself or you introduce other people. So you have to arrange or order all these expressions from more formal to less formal. So which one is the most formal, you think? Then the second more formal, then the third, and then the last one would be the least formal, the most informal. Okay, do the same for small talk. This is a small talk, which means social conversation, talking about anything. You can talk about the weather, the politics in your government, in your house, in your country, etc. Okay, and then we finish with this section by rewriting these from to sound more formal. Okay, these are informal. Hey Peter, what's up? This is informal, very informal. So write an equivalent that is formal. So, for example, hi Peter, what's up is a very informal salutation. You say this to a friend, to a very familiar person. But to a non-familiar person in a business setting, you would say something very formal. So what can you say? All right. And then number 2, social interactions. We cannot do this. This is a conversation. So don't worry about number 2. Okay. Don't do number 2. You don't have to do it. And then number 3 on page 6. This is number 3. You have to do all the all these are in questions you need to answer based on the text. They are going to be related to international managers or general managers for businesses. Okay, so answer those questions. And then number 4, the same thing. This is important manager or management vocabulary in the company. So there are different terms or expressions you have to use in different contexts. So there are different sentences or paragraphs where you should use only one of these. You cannot repeat the term. So if you use build up here, you cannot use it again. All right. So only once. You have to use them in all the sections. Of course, use a dictionary online if you don't understand some of the sections, some of the terms. Or you can ask me. Remember, you can always ask me by sending me an email or using the chat on Campus Virtual. Okay, and the last activity is number 5. This is a dialogue between a CEO. CEO, remember, this is the Chief Executive Officer, the president of a company, and then some person who is Juan Gomez. He's interviewing the CEO. So questions for the CEO and the CEO answers. So you have to write the indirect style. Remember, the indirect style, you always say what this person said. For example, the CEO answers here. So you write what he said. The CEO said that he was happy to be interviewed, blah blah blah. So always in the indirect style. The same thing for all the answers by the CEO. Okay, all the answers you have to report in the indirect style. Okay, until here, and then number 6, you do it in module 3. Is the report that you do in module 3 until April 30th. And this is based on what the CEO said in activity 3. Activity 5. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, please, as always, you can write to me, or you can also maybe we can arrange a meeting, a virtual meeting, of course. If you write to me and you have more questions, we can arrange a meeting on Skype or any other media. I also have Zoom, which we can use in the future if this continues for a long time. We can use this for future oral work. But by now, this is all, and I hope you have a good quarantine stay. There is no other choice. Stay safe and be careful. Okay, bye.